Hello everybody, Fiasco here today at EPCOT. Behind me you can obviously see the new setup for Leave a Legacy that was put out earlier in the week. Last week, Craig actually did a live stream on this channel where he walked through for about 2.5 hours and checked out everything new at EPCOT. So today the only real new noteworthy thing to add in addition to that is this Leave a Legacy new setup here. So we'll take a little bit of a look at that and then just kind of mosey around EPCOT and see where the day takes us. Before we start, let me let you know these videos are brought to you by dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Let our travel experts help you plan that next vacation. All that info and more down in the description below. So starting off here, it says Leave a Legacy. The Leave a Legacy program offered EPCOT guests the opportunity to commemorate the dawn of the third millennium by contributing their images to the EPCOT Legacy sculpture. This used to be the stones as you walked into the park that were all in front of Spaceship Earth. EPCOT is a park that celebrates the world, a place that invites collaboration and connections, where people from all cultures can come together and share their stories. Guests that participated in the program shared their images with us, creating a beautiful representation of EPCOT's global community. These panels continue to celebrate the spirit of optimism that is passed from one generation to the next, a living testament to the promise of tomorrow. And you can go here to help find your image. You can scan that QR code on your phone and get instructions that way, but also the instructions are here on how to find it. You look for your panel, your row, and your column. And if you bought one of these, you should know, I'm guessing, where your panel, row, and column are. And you can find it through that way. And here it will tell you that's the panel number, the row number, and the column number. And then from there, you go around, you find your panel number, your row number and column number, and you go ahead and you search for your image. And I'll just do a quick stroll around here so you can kind of see how sprawling it is. All those little faces, and it looks like people didn't just have to leave a face, they could also leave some text saying their names and the date that they were here. So comment down below, do you have a Leave a Legacy picture or text? And if so, what year did you get yours? I know they talked about Leave a Legacy pretty extensively on the Tuesday show this week, but I still thought it would be good to come check it out in person and take a real nice look at it so everybody not here in Florida can see for themselves what it's looking like, especially if you have one of them. With EPCOT's new refurbishment, the original Leave a Legacy stones came down earlier last year. And for reference, if you're wondering where this is, when you first go through EPCOT security, this is all the way to the left. All the way to the left by the bathrooms before you enter the park, where the newish smoking section is. Lots and lots of faces. Check to see if you see yourself. Comment down below if you see yourself, or maybe somebody you know. Maybe someone you know has one of these little slots. Pause the video and take a look if you need to. So yeah, that's a look at Leave a Legacy. See here kind of a reference of where exactly it's located. and I think we can move on to our day at EPCOT. So this little area here, as soon as you walk into EPCOT, we've shown it so many times. It's frequently the intro to many of mine and other team members' videos when we do stuff here in EPCOT, but I figured I should just show it in reference to what I just showed with the Leave a Legacy pictures. This is where all those stones would have been. So you see in front of me lots of nice trees and greenery. This was mostly all Leave a Legacy stones this time last year. And they're obviously all moved and found their new home at the front of the park. But yeah, I think it looks much prettier now. But even with that being said, it's only going to get more beautiful as time goes on and EPCOT does wrap up with their refurbishments. But I do like the greenery here quite a bit. I think what I'm feeling is a ride on one of my favorites, living with the land. So sit back, relax, and let's enjoy it together. Actually, we're gonna do Awesome Planet first because it's starting now. At least we think so. Hi.
If you were looking for the perfect home, this would be it. I know it doesn't look move-in ready just yet, but trust me, this property is one of a kind. Hang on, it's still under construction, but... Now, if you're looking for the coolest neighborhoods, try the poles, north or south, take your pick. Oh, and both poles come with built-in ice makers. Well, they kind of are ice makers.
I really do like that show a lot. Newer show, recommend you check it out. I was always sitting there wondering for years what they were gonna put there, and I was not disappointed. Let's see if you can catch any characters here at Garden Grill, being socially distanced. I don't see any. They are here though. Maybe we'll be able to catch one on the way out.
Beneath the surface of the land, roots trap water from the flowing mud, extracting precious nutrients and minerals. These elements, when combined with sunlight, create the diverse living systems of our planet. One of those living systems is the rainforest, home to the most amazing concentration of life on our planet. These dense and beautiful forests cover only a tiny portion of the Earth's surface, but they contain more than half of its plant and animal species. Rainforests are also extremely rich and productive living systems, providing us with oxygen, food, medicines, and other elements essential to our lives. In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm. How will we meet tomorrow's growing needs for food production, yet still respect the needs of the land? Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead. To help us maintain these carefully controlled ecosystems, and for your safety, please remain seated in your boat at all times. Welcome to our living laboratory, where scientists from EPCOT and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. Some, like the water lily, thrive in wet, swampy areas and waterways. All parts of this plant, even the flower petals, are edible. The starchy root of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. More than 28 million tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world. While there are more than 50,000 edible plant species in the world, most of us are only familiar with the handful that make up our everyday diet. The common grains growing here, wheat, maize, sorghum, and millet, plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world. The future of agriculture may include innovative ideas like this vertical growing system. Plants grown in this way use a fraction of the space required by traditional growing methods. That saves water and increases production. The aquaponics system on your left combines hydroponics with aquaponics.
Such a relaxing ride. One of my favorites of all time. And now we're gonna check in again. Fingers crossed. Are we gonna see any socially distanced characters? Doesn't look like it. Bummer. Maybe next time. We actually just stopped to eat at Via Napoli off camera, but I'll put over my face right now my delicious pizza that I got. I've been trying to convince Haley that pepperoni is actually good for me, because whenever I eat it, I feel great, but she's just not buying it. She's not believing me. So she has to limit my pepperoni intake, or else I'd eat this stuff every day. Took a nice stop by the Ratatouille area while heading out of the park. Be my second time here now. And not noticing anything new. Pretty much the same stuff that was here when I was here last, about 2 weeks ago. Or maybe a week and a half ago, I don't remember exactly, but about the same. All right, everybody, that is gonna do it for our day at EPCOT. Walking out now to the car. I hope you enjoyed this video though, and I will see you in the next one.